talk about the best basketball shonen in the world. Slam Dunk.
Okay, good.
I think they don't have that kind of style anymore nowadays.
What do you mean?
In sense of the comedy side.
In manga?
In Slam Dunk. And just like that time, I feel like that's the era where the anime was funny.
Yeah. Because I think...
They're just so funny. Like, it makes me laugh so hard. It's like Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. Is that shit in the same era?
Around the same era. I think you just have an obsession with, like, penis jokes.
and Angel Densetsu, like that type of art style. And then the comedy in those are just the best.
Back then, so there was like an era in my head where it's like there was everything looked like fucking Astro Boy, right?
Yeah.
Like the first Devilman. Like everything looked like Astro Boy for some like Disney big eyes and shit. And then they went through like an era where it's like
what was that Sailor Moon had that art like big eyes?
No. I mean like you know when like everything looks like they're from like a Disney cartoon.
I think
like,
when you say Astro Boy, I think of the movie.
Oh, which one? The one with fucking Nick Cage, the 3D one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I know what you mean.
And then there's like an era where it's like super fucking realistic, right? Like
Vagabond type stuff.
Yeah. Slam Dunk, Vagabond, Angel Densetsu, like everything. Oh, fucking Berserk. Where everything looks like real, like they took time on the art, but everything took like a month to come out.
Yeah.
And then you have, I think nowadays it's kind of become like stylistic, like low key. A lot of the animes look the same now, where it's like basic figures, like
you can see the changes, like what the trend was.
Even my bad, go on.
No, like in each like era. You can see like where everyone was like. You can look at a picture and you're like, oh, that's around where. Like you can see where it came, like what time it came from.
Yeah, I was.
I think Naruto was the transition, like between the art back then and now.
Yeah. The Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, he said he never drew like manga style. He never drew like anime style. He always drew like realism, and I think that kind of look of realism translate into his art now, where it's like it would be quote unquote simplistic, but it's very good structure. Now we're getting to fucking animation, but whatever. We're getting into fucking art, but it's we can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because there's no one to stop us. And it's fun to see the evolution of art in like comics and animes and cartoons and shit. Because even I think nowadays, because of someone like Jim Lee.
Who's that?
Jim Lee is a very fucking amazing artist who did like Batman and
okay.
He did a lot of X-Men, and like he's someone that everybody looks at nowadays. Like he's the modern day, like that's it. Like if you can't do what Jim Lee does, you should get the fuck out of here. And
the only artist I know now is Regu Deku.
Who's that?
Make every ball count.
Oh no! I don't know if we can keep that shit. Whatever, we can do. Whatever, bro.
That's the only one I remember.
Yo,
my favorite artist.
My fucking laugh peaked the hell out of the volume. My goofy fucking ugly laugh. Jesus Christ. I remember. No, all I can think of what is hentai. Oh, and I think cartoons are going like downhill.
The Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, because it's like cartoons is costing money and like everything's. I'm not trying to make fun of 3D. I really like 3D, but I think if you don't have to, you shouldn't. If that makes like.
I think I quite enjoy a Steven Universe art.
Yeah, but like I think there's a thing in like Hollywood where it's like no one does something first. But as soon as someone does something first, it's like it keeps happening, right? It's like, oh, this is popular, therefore we could keep doing it. So like I think Gravity Falls, and then like Steven Universe, fucking.
What's that garden over the
garden wall?
Over the garden wall.
Even I love Over the Garden Wall a lot.
I haven't seen too much of it.
You didn't see it?
No, I just listened to the soundtrack because you showed me the soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack is amazing. I like the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like that style is more proficient because it's very easy. It's like artists can draw it over and over and over again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to look at too. Like it's, I like the colors and everything.
But like sometimes like I go back to older cartoons and I'm like, fuck, this looks amazing. Like I'll look at Thundercat or like He-Man, even though they're very like rigid and still. I'm like, damn, that looks really good. Or like
each frame they put so much time to it.
Yeah. Or it's hard to think off the top. Oh, DuckTales or like any Warner Brothers.
I had one in my mind. I forgot what it was.
Teen Titans, Young Justice,
Static Shock.
Static Shock was fucking amazing. All of like DC stuff.
Yeah, that was nice.
Or like Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Like old school Spider-Man.
The one with the web under the armpits, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That shit bothered me.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
The web under the armpit.
Yeah. I
think it was like so he could glide.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. When I was young, I was like, did you make that, or was that part of the costume? Like, is it like because you got bit by the spider, so the web shows up? Or
Spider-Man. The blue isn't blue. It's not supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be black. It's just a highlight because
the blue looks fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Red and blue.
I tried to impress you, but I think I fucked up.
Black would be cool too.
What did you say?
I look forward to the new Spider-Man game.
Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I don't have a PS5. Is it on PS4?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I probably won't play it even if I do have it.
When are you getting a PS5?
When Bully 2 comes out.
When Bully 2 comes out?
Yeah.
Did they even announce? I
think they canceled it because I looked it up. Then I saw a couple stuff Abdul sent me, and I was like, "Oh, it's coming out." And then I searched it up recently, and they said they canceled it after they made it halfway through because they just dropped it for some reason.
I think if Bully comes out, if Bully 2, my bad, comes out, I think people are just gonna nut, bro. It's like because that's like a generational game.
I feel like that's a game where everyone it kind of got deleted off everyone's mind because
every time someone people forget about Bully,
yeah,
but as soon as someone brings up Bully, they're like, oh shit, Bully, because I remember
some people don't remember it though. Sometimes I gotta that's the game where you're in a school and then you're just fighting different, and then they'll act like they don't know, and then it clicks and they're like, oh shit, yeah, I know that game.
It was someone made a fake rumor, I think a year or two ago, and it was like #1 trending on Twitter because everybody's like, oh shit, Bully's happening, and then Rockstar was like, no, and everybody's like, yo, get the fuck out of here, y'all niggas took so long. And there's like every time there's like an interview, people are like, yeah, we're gonna do a Bully, or like he's like, oh, there's rumors, and then nothing happens.
The new Red Dead Redemption game was cool, but I think they could have just left it at Red Dead Redemption 1. I felt like, maybe just personal opinion, I felt like I would be way more excited for Bully 2. Because Red Dead, the first one, I got bored of it halfway through.
Well, Red Dead 2 isn't even the second Red Dead, it's the third Red Dead. Because there's Red Dead Revolver.
There's the zombie one, the undead.
No, that's DLC.
That's DLC? No, you can buy a whole, you can go buy a disc for it. It's not,
really?
You can download a DLC, it's like a whole game for it.
Oh shit, I'm probably forgetting shit though.
But, maybe you're right. I don't know anymore.
Because I remember there's oh shit, I can't speak. Red Dead Revolver.
I don't know that
because there's I think there's Red Harlow. That's why it's called Red Dead. And then there's Red Dead Redemption 2, and then everybody was just like, "Yo, I love everything about Red Dead 2 except for Micah." Mika.
When I first played Red Dead Redemption, the first one, that was the best game ever. Where you could I was like, the first game where you could ride a horse, open world, and you have you can go to towns and shit. And I was like, "Whoa, this is the best game ever!" Back when I was 11.
I remember. I think for me, that game for me was because I'm a little black kid. I think everybody knows, every black person's favorite game is probably San Andreas. Because it's oh shit, he talks like me. That's it for us. Oh shit, because we like Franklin, but Franklin's not CJ.
No, right? CJ's different.
Yeah, I know, but
Also, I think GTA 5 is not really. It's not really Grand Theft Auto. It's more missions and shit. You gotta stealth, get helicopter. You have helicopter in San Andreas too, but San Andreas it's more West Coast. the gangs and all that stuff. You don't have that in. That's not GTA 5.
They barely talk about like gangs in GTA 5.
Yeah, it's more
just
like
heists.
It's heists and it's like.
It reminds me of
007 almost.
It reminds me of the movie Heat. Have you seen the movie Heat?
No.
It's the movie that inspired the Christopher Nolan's Batman series, and I'm like, that's what it reminds me of. I'm like, oh, like I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm a cool gangster. Like I don't feel like a drug dealing overlord or anything like that. I feel like I don't feel like a real criminal. I just feel like, well, heist is criminal, but I don't feel like I'm doing gritty shit. I immediately get a fucking cool ass house.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, let me stay in this trap house for a little bit.
Stay in the trap house.
Like you go from literally bottom to the top extra quick.
Yeah. I kind of like the Trevor, like you get the redneck part of the town too. But again, like I'm not a fan of the heist. And it was cool. The heist was cool, but it's not. That's what makes San Andreas way better than GTA 5. Also, GTA 4 is probably my favorite GTA.
GTA 4 is your favorite?
Yeah, the New York life city.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so nice. You can see the taxi and then you can call the taxi and it just pulls up beside you. I don't know. It's like I was trying to play GTA 4 again, but I just gotta find like a GTA 4 for PS3 because they don't have it for PS4.
Do you still have your PS3?
I have a PS3.
I thought that shit broke or something.
No, I didn't break. Some of the controls are broken.
Yeah, you blamed me for it, and then you're like,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, like there's a sticky key. It's like you did this because you're mashing it so hard. And I felt so bad.
No, I don't think I said that.
I felt so bad.
It wasn't me.
No, you have a problem with doing.
No, it wasn't me. I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember it?
What were we playing?
You remember everything else except for when you do shit, bro.
Play UFC?
I think it was when you were getting chased by Dream Killer or some shit like that.
No,
what's his name?
You didn't.
No, because you played at. No, we were playing UFC, and then you used the controller that I was using. You're like, look what you did.
The Dream Destroyer or something. Hopes and dreams. Your hopes.
Yeah, your hopes and dreams.
No, it wasn't you. Cause I don't remember that. My controllers weren't stick. They didn't stick. I think maybe you saw someone else. Cause
yo.
If you're mashing my button hard, I would have probably told you to not mash them so hard in the moment.
Dog, you remember? You don't remember any of this, but you remember me accidentally thinking you were Japanese.
Well, because that's a memorable.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that.
I don't remember that. I don't think that happened. It's so long ago. I don't think that happened.
This is gonna be a personal. Just me listening to this for like, what the fuck is wrong with us?
No, we don't have to edit this. Just raw,
raw,
unedited clips.
Do you want to get into this?
Okay.
Or you want to keep talking about GTA?
We can talk about Slam Dunk.
Okay, Slam Dunk is. I want to say Slam Dunk is probably my top. The only two animes off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Animes are manga series. Slam Dunk and Hajime no Ippo are the only ones that I would say I respect.
Hajime no Ippo's going on for a long time though.
Yeah, but like
I think Slam Dunk could go on a little longer. They cut it off too quick.
I wish in Slam Dunk that they talked about like form more.
They kind of did.
I'm very. I think because how I am, I think I'm very detail oriented in series, and when I don't care about exaggerations, whatever. But when he shoots, I'm like, I want to see how they talk about shoot, like thumbing the ball and like shooting it, and then like hand positions. Like they did that in Coach Carter, bro. Where they remember he's like look at your guard, worm, or whatever, and then he's like ass down, one hand blocking the ball, the other hand blocking the drive or whatever.
That's something that did great in that was a Holy Land.
Shit!
They always have like the thing on it. They always like before something happens, they'll be like this, fighters will do this, and then they go into detail like in Street Fight this is what actually happened, and like it's not an exaggeration. And you're like, damn, that's cool. But I agree with you. They could add some more of that stuff.
Yeah, but
or like because
series.
I wish they also added like more plays and stuff. Like
they talk about like 2-3 or man.
They do talk about the zone.
Do they?
I think they did. They talked about the zone, and then I wish they talk more about plays still. Like offensive play calling and stuff like that.
I wish they would talk about positions more. Like what their because back in the day,
I think they briefly mentioned it.
Like nowadays. We have like positionless basketball, so I don't think a lot of people would understand what I'm saying when I say positionless basketball. You're much better at basketball knowledge than me. So you want to tell me what positionless basketball is?
Positionless basketball is nowadays like teams or NBA teams are looking for players that can guard multiple positions, and there are more big men shooting and dribbling the ball like a guard. Well, post play are like post games are more rare nowadays. Then you have like players like DeMar DeRozan trying to keep the mid range alive.
Yeah.
But I think in Slam Dunk they did mention positions. That's why you got the shooter. What's his name? Starts with an M. Mitsui, and then you got I think. Is it Miyagi, the point guard?
I don't.
You pull out the names. I don't know the names. And then you have this Rukawa in the small forward, and I think they got that part pretty good. I learned quite a bit about positions through that anime.
Rukawa Kaide. What was Sakuragi? Was he?
He's a power forward.
He's a power forward.
Yeah,
makes sense. Makes sense.
Forward. He's a power forward that can shoot mid range.
Hisashi, Miyagi,
Akagi's a center.
Kiminobu.
I wish they
really did talk about that shit a lot.
They did. And then they also emphasize like centers are the rebounders and the paint protectors. But then they made all the high school centers dunk. Like you're like, I'll let it slide. The high schoolers are just dunking the ball hard as shit.
Are you allowed to dunk in high school basketball? Maybe probably back in the day. I know where we are, you're not allowed to dunk.
I think in high school in Canada we're not allowed to, but I don't think they can even dunk in Japan, so they probably didn't even implement the rule.
I remember watching it, and I was like, they were talking about like defense. Oh shit, yeah, you're right. They talked about defense. I remember him learning how to play defense, and I'm like, yo, that's good. And they talk about people who are just naturally talented, which is a real thing, and it's like it's hard for people to hear, but there are people who are just, no matter how hard you work, there are people just better than you. And that's it. It's
John Jones.
Yeah. There's people who are just naturally athletic, and they're just good, and that's it. And they didn't try to do like some fake shit where it's like we're gonna get into this Kuroko no Basket where it's like they beat Americans. Like no.
We're not talking about Kuroko no Basket.
Okay, my bad.
We can't give him no credit, no publicity.
Okay, my bad.
Publicity is good publicity.
In Slam Dunk, when they talk about like American athletes, it's realistic because
like the coach told him like you're not ready for the States.
Yeah, like Americans are fucking crazy. Like the coach, they're talking about like a coach. Their coach, like one student went to America.
Yeah,
and it's like that's really realistic because Americans are fucking stupid athletic for no reason. Like Americans are just naturally, for some reason, they just dominate a lot of sports. Like you're not gonna go to fucking Sweden usually and find like amazing athletes. Like there's like rare athletes. Like that's why Luka and Porzingis are unicorns, because for them to translate this shit into NBA, where you have people like John Wall who are literally spinning in the fucking air, who are flying from the fucking 3-point line, dunking.
He runs like Shadow from Sonic.
Yeah,
he's got this gliding.
You have like people like, I think is De'Aaron Fox, who like just like people are like, yeah, I don't know how to guard him because he's so fast.
Even like when I see some people at school, like and they're so fast for me, and I'm like, damn, imagine the next level.
Yeah,
like college, just like NCAA in the States. I can't even picture how like they're just different animals.
What's the quote? It's like there's levels to this shit, son. There's just levels to, like oh, you're good in your area, but you're not how good are you in your state? Okay, not in your country,
state, in your city,
and
in your state, in your country, in the world.
It's stupid. Anyways, back to Slam Dunk. My bad. That was a tangent glorifying sports icons. And they I like that Slam Dunk tried to base, from what I remember from like Reddit and shit, they tried to base a lot of the characters off of like real life people, which is really cool. Like I think Dennis Rodman. I don't know if he was actually. I don't remember. Or like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they did.
And shit like that. I'm like,
they also talked a lot about the Jordan shoes.
Oh yeah, they talked about
the guy is giving out free Jordans.
Yeah.
And I love the art they did on the shoes.
It's like highly detailed.
Yeah.
They talked about like sneakerhead shit. Like
it was brief though.
Yeah,
it was brief. It wasn't too much.
You know, it made me happy. Like I'm gonna go back to Hajime no Ippo because that's probably like the second one that I love for sports. They talked about traction, right? Like foot traction and for the shoes, the boots, right? Boxer boots. They talked about like what would in-fighters like versus out-fighters versus like brawlers or boxer punchers, and like traction is important. This that. I wish they would have done it more for Slam Dunk, because shoes is like shoes are some of the most important things in basketball ever. To me, shoes are more important in basketball than a fucking jersey. Like, if shoes are just sneakerheads. There's no like I've never heard of like a fucking shirt head or a headband head or shorts head. Like sneakerheads.
You got the Jimmy Butler and his headband.
Yeah, you mean the one that's banned?
Yeah, the one that's banned.
I wish they would talk about shoes more, but those are the only faults that I could think of.
Yeah, I wish like he kept the shoes and stuff, like because he broke one of his shoes. Like there's a hole in his shoe.
Oh, you mean like Zion?
Yeah, a little bit. It was on the toe though. It wasn't as bad as Zion. Zion just blew up his shoes. Yeah. But then I wish like I guess he's just a high school kid. He can't do a collection. But I wish he brought back like the shoes. Like I wanted to see them again. Or like they went through like a flashback or something.
It was Jordans, right?
It was Jordans.
Jesus.
It was like I think it was the Jordan 4.
Was it Jordan 4?
I think it's a 4.
5.
You can look it up. I don't know.
Keep going. Sorry. I'll look it up.
There's so much they could do with that anime. They could have added. I wish they added like another season to it.
I think it was Jordan. It was Jordan 6. I think
6.
Yeah, it was Jordan 6.
I wish they played another high school season, and in between the high school season, I wish they did like a training camp where they played a street basketball, and maybe that's where they meet the Americans. There's so much stuff they could add.
Like hot sauce. Well, I don't think back in the day like street ball wasn't. Was it popular? Like and one and shit like that. Was it popular back in the day?
I think N1's around the 90s.
Was it? I remember it being like popular in like early 2000s. Sorry,
but I looked up. I think N1 the mixtape came out. The first mixtape came out in the late like 98.
Yeah.
And then they funded the company started in 93. Slam Dunk came out in 94.
Was Dennis Rodman? Was he on the Bulls in 94?
I think he was on the Bulls in 95.
Okay, so it probably wasn't based on.
Or 96 and 98 because they repeated.
And I remember in Slam Dunk everything was like, I think to your point, because you said before like you wished it went longer.
Yeah.
I do too, but at the same time I'm thankful that if the creator has like I don't think I've seen like a bad series from him, right? Like Vagabond, which he didn't finish either, but whatever.
What was the ending of Vagabond? Oh yeah, he ended at the what was the ending of Vagabond? Remember? I guess I was the one that read it the most recent.
Yeah. He went like through a village, right?
Yeah.
He literally stepped into a village and then that's it.
Yeah, I think it was he still had some stuff to do and then he didn't get to that.
Yeah.
But I guess it could end there.
But yeah, for all I was saying, it was like it didn't really. If it continued, I think it would have been good. But at the same time, I'm happy that it didn't really have any bad. Because there was like an after series, right, where you see them jogging and doing therapy and shit, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. But that was like years later.
It was like the off season though, like because Akagi graduated, and then you see Sakuragi just getting himself prepared in the therapy. I don't think it was years later. I don't think it was years later.
I'm also very happy that they talk about they lost because of it. They lost the rest of the series. He stopped playing basketball. He didn't get to the finals.
Yeah. He
was injured. Like that happens. Like, that's a real life thing. That shit happens.
Also, like, it's so nice. I think that's also nice because, like, the whole time he was the person that sucks the most. Mm-hmm. And then it shows how important he was to the team once he got injured. It's Dennis Rodman, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, they also had the red hair.
He had the red hair, and like he's getting all these rebounds, and then like everybody's looking at Jordan, like, oh, look what Jordan's doing, and then you see Dennis Rodman's like 26 rebounds, 0 points, and I'm like, oh shit,
guarding Shaq.
Yeah, yo, and he's like Shaq's getting frustrated as hell, like he's guarding 1 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Like people don't think that's important, but when you look at stat sheets, like, oh, whatever. But in real life, like, that shit is important. I think one of the people, the Jackie talked about like points is the most important thing in basketball, but rebounding is the second most important thing. Like rebounding controls the whole game.
I think a little bit of everything is important to the whole game.
Yeah, but like if you're not catching rebounds, nigga, what you doing?
Well, if you're not getting rebounds, that means the other team, you're not getting any stops.
Yeah.
So it means the other team scoring, you're not getting you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But
if you could palm a basketball.
But that's a big thing they talk about in Slam Dunk. Whoever controls the board controls the game.
Yeah.
It's like one of the first thing they said. In his first game, Akagi told Sakuragi that.
When when he said, I love basketball,
yeah,
I'm like, yo, her panties wet, bro. I'm like, yo, like, he only saw basketball as a way to see her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he hated basketball, or like, he always like went through like cycles of like, man, fuck basketball, which is real.
Yeah.
That's a thing that happens. And then at the end where he's like, yo, I love basketball. And then from a lot of interpretations from that, it would be like, I like you, right? It's like, I like basketball and I like you.
I think he just meant I like basketball.
Listen, I'm just going off of fucking, English, nigga.
You should bring out every little...
Yeah, I'm trying to milk it. And I'm like, oh shit, that makes me happy.
And he was crying too.
Yeah, and then he gets injured. I'm like... He's doing shit like Dennis Rodman would do, right? Where he's jumping off the fucking bench. He's getting all the rebounds and shit. When he hops up on the scoreboard and he's like, yeah!
Yeah, was that Kobe or is that Dwayne Wade?
Michael Jordan's the one where he like jumps 18 feet in the air and goes like, yeah!
And then when he got injured, it's like he seems sweating profusely. And then
he's like trying not to. They want to call a timeout. He's like, no timeout, mate, no timeout.
I forgot.
He's like working off of adrenaline or some shit.
Or like, oh yeah, maybe I don't remember. Maybe he said like, if we stop now, I won't be able to get up or something like that. I don't remember.
That's either Evo or fucking Slam Dunk.
But well, he was like, they're like, are you okay? And he looks at them and he's like, yeah. And then he's just full of sweat. That shit was hilarious.
Because that's what you have to do as like the designated rebounder, right? You have to work through a lot of pain.
And every time he went to grab it, he's like, they did a great job on like drawing the expression. How like you felt like the strain.
The artist is whoever the artist and whoever like helped him with the art, because there's like people who help artists, right?
Yeah.
Or the creator. Whoever did it was fucking amazing. They did an amazing job. I think if I would like if Slam Dunk was like now, like if they did it now. It'd be super fucking cool because basketball's so open now. Yeah. Right? Like, people know more about it.
They should. You're right. They should have one.
If he comes back, because he...
Not Slam Dunk. Like, someone should just come up with a basketball anime. Like, I don't want this swimming volleyball bullshit.
No offense to Haikyuu, but I don't like Haikyuu. Because... I don't like... Not because of the anime. I don't like fans. The fans are dickheads. Gonna cut that out. I don't want to fucking...
My Hero fans.
Yo, My Hero fans are the worst. Is that Usagi? Sorry, let me go back.
They just My Hero fans are just weird.
Yeah. My Hero fans are like the yaoi community and the furry community, and like it's like weird. It's like niggas like, yo, if the Deku put dick in his dick in his mouth, and he starts breathing heavy. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
You saw that thing I sent you?
Yeah, that shit made me uncomfortable.
That was good writing though.
It was like 3 sentences.
No, it was like a whole. It was more than 3. And he was like, don't call me by that name. Call me the name you always call me. Gachan.
Stop. Do you want to talk about Slam Dunk now? I mean, not Slam Dunk. You want to talk about Kuroko no Basket?
No, we're not going to mention it.
Huh?
You have something on it?
You don't want to talk about...
You want to shit on Kuroko?
Do I want to shit on Kuroko?
I guess we could.
I'm gonna shit on Kuroko, nigga. Fuck that shit. Yo,
2 minutes.
We're 2 minutes? Dog, I got time to shit on Kuroko no Basket.
30 minutes of content.
Kuroko no Basket is the most overhyped sports anime ever, and it's not good. I said it. It's not a good representation of basketball.
It's not a hot take.
That's not a hot take. That's a hot take on the internet, bro. Not in our friend group, except for you're talking to one person in our friend group, or a couple people. But Kuroko no Basket is a terrible take on basketball.
Actually, not even basketball. I don't know what they should make it.
I think people online are gonna be like angry as fuck.
Yeah.
but it's not good. It's not a good representation.
It's not even basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's like a
why
whole
is
new
this nigga
sport.
punching a fucking ball to the end of the goddamn...
And how do you not notice someone's presence? Like, I can't notice his presence. The ball's just floating.
They could literally... There's so much potential to, like, exaggerate actual moves. Like, I think I wrote down, when they bring up vanishing shot, you could literally make it a step back. You could literally say it's a step back shot.
And then,
that's it.
Like, I forgot what it was. I think the thing was like his expression makes it hard for us to follow him. Like, is it the most bland expression?
What does that mean? Like, I don't. You mean like for that they could literally say he has good movement. He has off ball movement.
Yeah.
He has really good off ball movement.
Yeah.
Oh, he disappears. What the fuck does that mean? That's so stupid. Like.
Also, they talk about how unathletic the guy is. How's no one beasting on him on the defense side of the court? Who's he guarding?
When they talk about like his he's not good at defense, it's like you can make him really good at playmaking. You can make him a playmaker.
That's him. That's what he is. He's a playmaker.
But he doesn't. He never has the ball.
He's like I think they say his benefit on the court is that when he makes an extra pass that no one sees because no one knows where he's at. So he makes that pass where the angle of the ball is like, he's like, oh, how does this ball get there?
No, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Because he's supposed to be like a ghost.
When they talk about, I'm going off, I'm doing this really quick. When they talk about Emperor's Eye, like the eyes,
yeah,
I'm like, hey, cut that out. That's fucking stupid. Like the crossover moves, I'm like, he's walking up and he's doing crossover and niggas getting their ankles broken. I'm fine with exaggeration. I'm not fine with niggas, all 5 of the teammates getting crossed over.
That's like 2K.
I'm like, he has like emerald fucking 18, 30, 20K diamond fucking
this guy
ankle breaker badge.
You guys come and stay on your feet. Okay, not gonna lie though, the zone part was pretty cool.
When they use the zone, I'm like, okay, that's pretty.
At first it was cool, but then they went like, there's levels to the zone. You're like, what are you talking about?
Like the game was like, oh, he brings in his teammates. I'm like,
what are you talking about?
Oh, suck my dick.
The whole team is in a zone.
Oh my god, the copy moves. They got a showering on. Oh my god, Meteor Jam. I'm gonna let this go because Zion Williamson is a real life nigga who's an actual gorilla. I'm fine with Meteor Jam now.
Does anyone block the Meteor Jam in the anime?
I think it's the tall nigga.
Oh, I probably did.
The fucking, was it? Is Thor's hammer? You mean a 360 dunk, nigga?
They really called it that?
They call it that. They call it a Thor's hammer or some shit like that.
Well, anime sucks. I couldn't finish it. I have to just go to the end. Oh, they win. I just go to the end. Alright, they win.
Yo, this is what I want to talk about the whole time. Right? This is what I want to talk about the whole time. Them versus the Americans. They are not beating Americans.
Who's Kuroko guarding?
The Japanese are not beating the Americans.
The African Americans.
Yo, when they had the foreign student, that was some of the most racist shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like, you have a foreigner? Just say nigger. When they had like, oh, you have a foreigner team, that's racist. I'm like, damn, son, that's crazy. They talk about sneaker when they talk about like physique. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, they never talk about, like, they don't get into specifics of physiques. They don't talk about shots. They don't talk about defensive positions. They talk
about the vanishing shot.
Stop talking. You're making me angry. They don't talk about like ball handling. They don't talk about like everything's so fucking stupid. And it's like they talk about like oh, he vanishes. What? Like, oh, he could cross over. Like formless shots.
Formless shot. Alley-oop shot.
I'm like, okay. Like only Kuroko could do an alley-oop. It's like I think any point guard in America could know how to do a fucking alley-oop.
A kid could do an alley-oop for an NBA player.
It's just...
No, there's one thing you didn't mention. The one where they alley-oop and then the guy has his form. And it's just right into his shooting pocket. And then he releases it.
Yo, I think that was on my thing. 3 points! Get the fuck out of here! with 3 points. Yo, the 3-point shit was stupid as fuck. When he's like, the longer he takes to set up, the better his shot is from like further like back,
like full court shot.
Like he's never missing. All his shots are 100%. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, son.
He gotta trim his nails to the perfect. He gotta be trimming his nails constantly.
And he's like, oh, it's fortune. It's like, oh my fucking god, I hate Kuroko no Basket so much. I hate it more than anything. Like
how many Kuroko no Basket fans do you think you can fight?
Me? Oh, I could fight all the Kuroko no Basket fans. Like if a Kuroko no Basket fan like comes up to me one day and they're like, stick 'em up. Like,
would you rather fight 10 Kuroko no Basket fans or 4 midgets?
Yo, everyone, you want to be on? Are they wearing the jerseys? Are the Kuroko no Basket fans wearing the jerseys?
I don't know what they're wearing.
I want to struggle with a fight because I could kick a bunch of midgets. Right, I could pump them like a fucking soccer ball. Like I think I could take my fist out and like.
Just cook.
That's what I could do to midgets, right?
It's like a bowling pin.
Yeah, I could take one by the head and like roll them. It makes the fucking the pin sound.
So you think you could take 4 midgets easier?
I could take anybody easier, bro. They're basically the same amount of strength.
All right. What about? Okay, I'm making
fuck Kuroko no Basket.
5 midgets, 10 Kuroko no Basket fans, and 2 Toronto cyclists.
Y'all fuck with the cyclists. I hate Toronto cyclists more than I hate Kuroko no Basket fans. Toronto cyclists make me angry as shit, bro. Nicky, get the fuck out the road. Why are you there?
Or who got the higher power level? 2 Toronto cyclists or 1 Toronto crackhead?
What Toronto crackheads? Toronto crackheads could be Toronto cyclists. They have better stamina. They're on the road. Their lungs are probably much, much better.
They don't have lungs. They don't breathe.
Yeah, they tell stupid jokes.
What's the least racist animal in the world?
Panda. Yo, no, we're so stupid. We're like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm not this stupid. Yes. Whatever. Oh, they talk about shoes in Kuroko no Basket, but it's the same fucking shoe. Like, okay.
Does the shoe give them an attribute boost?
No. Like in Kuroko no Basket, they talk about like shoe sizes, right? Because in Japan they don't have certain sizes. Yeah. Because a lot of Japanese people have like small feet, right? When they talk about like shoes in Kuroko no Basket, it's very outdated because I think they bring up. He wears Jordan 5s or something, right? Jordan 4s or 5s. And I was like, those are outdated because technology, like shoe tech or like shoe wear got much better.
Flywire.
Like you could have literally talked about what's it? Like super lights. You could talk about like Addy. You could talk about Under Armour, Nike's new tech. You could have
already come out when Kuroko come out. Like, Under Armour wasn't that big. I don't think Under Armour even made basketball shoes, but Kuroko was out.
Even then, they could have still talked about more shoes rather than because Jordan, Jordan 1 to fucking 6 are all, they're not performance shoes, like quote unquote. They're more streetwear shoes. Yeah. Like they're not. You're not gonna bring that shit to a basketball court.
Well, they played Converse back in the days.
I'm a very hypocritical person, although, because I do wear Jordan 6s when we play.
How does it feel?
They're not as comfortable as the Converse. But it's like, you're not bringing that shit out to like an actual fucking game and playing in them properly. Like, Kuroko no Basket, they could have talked about Kobe's. They could have talked about literally any other Jordans. They could have talked about anything else.
I wish they talked more about. Did they even talk about Kobe in Slam Dunk?
Even though they fucking took the zone from Kobe. The idea of the zone is from Kobe. It's like, it's so obvious that like there's no love of basketball in the
Kuroko.
Yeah, like it's just like, because when you read Slam Dunk, it's like there's an obvious love for basketball.
Yeah.
Like the creator has a money set. Like if there's a Japanese person that goes in, like he has a chance to go in the NBA, I think he has this thing where he'll pay their tuition or some shit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's like Rui Hashimura, but I don't think he paid for him because Rui's pretty rich.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's so much potential I think what makes me angry about about Kuroko no Basket is that there's so much potential, right? Because there's more time, animation got smoother, and like there's so much time you have that Slam Dunk didn't have, right? Because the love of basketball grew ever since Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you have like it's more worldwide because of the internet, but it was wasted. But for some reason, like every time I see like Kuroko no Basket, it's always ahead of Slam Dunk when it comes to like polls, like like best fucking sports anime, and like Kuroko no Basket's always up there. Like, for what? Like there's literally everything else is better than Kuroko no Basket.
It is.
And they don't talk about anything. They don't talk about like, anything. Like they don't talk about
Black Clover is better than Kuroko no Basket.
Okay, calm down now. Calm down. They're both trash to me.
Black Clover I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can enjoy Black Clover because Black Clover is something I would make when I was a kid. What else? So is Solo Leveling. Some shit I would make. You read my old comics that I made, the stick figure ones. It's like the same storyline. Like, every time I flip the picture, I'm like, this is exactly what I would do. Another power up. That's what I did.
Another one. It's only been in one chapter. But yeah, there's so much potential because you could have literally everything could have been brought back to like a real world thing, and that's what makes me really sad. But again, I'm not the creator. But if I was, I'd be better at it.
In what? Slam Dunk or Kuroko?
Fucking Kuroko no Basket. Slam Dunk is, I think, it's not perfect, but there's a lot of shit that Slam Dunk did in a much less amount of time that Kuroko no Basket just kind of stumbled.
If you were the creator of Kuroko no Basket, what's what's something you would add or take? No, I'm not gonna say take away. You're gonna take out the whole thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't take out the whole thing.
Okay, now let's say, what would you take away and add?
I would take away Kuroko as a character.
That's the first thing I thought of too, but then I was like, no, I can keep him him being like a fragile character. It's like it's not what like it's kind of the opposite of Slam Dunk. Because Slam Dunk, the main character came in is super athletic and just strong for no reason. It's as fast as shit. But I think with Kuroko, like his character, it could be an interesting series where
you could talk about like
him working on his skills, like more skill based.
Yeah, like
IQ,
Luka.
And IQ based.
Yeah.
Well, not that ghost.
Yeah, the vanishing shit was trash.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah, you're right. If I had to make Kuroko no Basket, it's either I take away Kuroko, or I make him a more technique based character. Like he works on his dribbling, he works on his passing, he works on his shot creation, off ball movement.
Like a play with just great IQ, or like him trying to find ways to penetrate the defense.
Make a shot creator. He could do literally what I was saying, like step back. Like he could be like James Harden. Talk about step backs.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And like the evolution of what basketball is now, which is like positionless, where it's like guards, and like you could talk about like him drawing fouls.
That.
Because he's literally more fragile than everybody else on the court.
Or him just like talking to us, or like just his playmaking.
Yeah. Or
like them creating with like them running plays, and then him just coming up with creative plays, and you're like, oh shit, how he broke it down and stuff. I think that would have been way better than the vanishing shot.
The vanishing shot was stupid.
But I think someone should come up with a new basketball anime though. It would be nice with the technology we have now.
I think it would also add more training, like them working on the shots, like how a shot it can be made. I would like to see more skill. How is the positions of his hand? What I was talking about, like from the beginning, like thumbing the ball, cut that shit out, or like bending knees, or talk about like why centers miss a lot of free throws because they're much bigger and the ball's basically a tennis ball to them.
Oh, so I guess they could also add like when Dennis Rodman talked about this, like when you rebound, how the ball hit the rim, what direction it will bounce to, like just studying that stuff, bringing it up.
Or talk about like. Oh, again from the Last Dance, you could talk about like coaching, right?
Yeah.
Or what a coach does a coach play in basketball and shit, like when you hear about like LeBron James and how he thinks about like defense and play calling. Because when I'm watching Kuroko no Basket, I'm like, they're not calling plays like that. They're not calling ISOs. They're not talking about formations, triangle formation or fucking
triangle
2-3 or zone or anything like that.
They talk about zone or a different kind of zone.
Yeah, which is they don't talk about like player mentality.
Yeah, the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't remember much from Kuroko. That shit was so trash.
I remember they did talk about the pressure, but it was like, oh, they didn't talk about like rhythm players where like they shoot. It's like they miss, but they have to keep shooting because once they get into the rhythm, they're fine.
They talked about that in Slam Dunk where like Mitsui becomes a better shooter once he's tired.
Yeah,
and like he just like lets his body just do what he does and doesn't think about it. And they're like, oh, this guy's gonna be tired, but then like he practices shot so much that his tired body is like the most perfect. Which is a low key.
Is that what I am to you, Tim? This is probably gonna be one of the last TalkZetsu videos. No, TalkZetsu has been on and off, so if we post, we post. So we apologize for that.
No. We got like 2 people watching it, and every time someone watches it, they like write a long ass comment. It's like a whole essay.
Yeah, yo. Anyways, thank you. Bye.